Hi there. Welcome to the Victory Wilson Show. This show is committed to providing insights and solutions to our viewers by dealing with traumatic experiences and difficult challenges that they may have faced in their lives. Trust that the Victory Wilson Show provides you strategies from therapists and expert psychologists on the show. My name is Victory Wilson, your host. Today on the Victory Wilson Show, we will be dealing with a case focused on dealing with unexpected parenthood responsibilities. And this is a story of Emeka and Chioma. In the vibrant city of Abuja, Emeka and Chioma, a young couple in their late 20s, find themselves navigating the rocky terrain of parenthood as they adjust their preconceived notions of parenting with the realities of raising their spirited daughter, Amara. Excited and full of anticipation, Emeka and Chioma welcomed Amara into the world with open arms, dreaming of the idyllic family life they had imagined. However, as they quickly discover parenthood is far from the fairy tale they had envisioned, as they grapple with sleepless nights, endless tantrums, and the constant challenges of balancing work, marriage, and childcare. Caught off guard by the sheer magnitude of their new responsibilities, Emeka and Chioma find themselves overwhelmed and exhausted, struggling to reconcile their idealized vision of parenthood with the messy, unpredictable reality of raising a child. As their frustrations mount and tensions rise, they begin to question their own abilities as parents, fearing that they may never live up to the impossible standards they have set for themselves. Yet, amidst the chaos and uncertainty, Emeka and Chioma slowly begin to embrace this messy, imperfect beauty of parenthood through trial and error. They embrace this messy, unpredictable journey, but they're still finding it hard to deal with the new responsibilities that is different from the idealized vision of parenthood. Hi there. Welcome to the Victory Wilson Show, a show dedicated to providing valuable insights and solutions by addressing traumas and difficulties that individuals may have experienced in their lives. Featuring insightful interviews with leading psychologists, counselors, therapists, and individuals sharing their own difficulties and journeys. This show provides a supportive space for anyone seeking clarity and healing. You'll find inspiration to navigate life's difficulties and practical tips right here. Subscribe now to Victory Wilson TV. Let's embark on this journey of self-discovery, healing, and growth together. Welcome back to the Victory Wilson Show, and to help give experts advice and strategies to navigate the unexpected responsibilities that come with parenthood. On the show today, I have a lawyer who specializes in corporate practice and a certified counselor and a member of the Association of Counselors, Matchmaking and Psychotherapy of Nigeria, Mrs. Gbemisola Fabumi. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'm happy to have you.
I'm glad to be here also.
Okay, so we've heard the story of Emeka and Chioma. These are newlyweds, like we like to say, and they just had their first child, Amara. And they're trying to navigate the new responsibilities. I'm sure they had this Cinderella dream or, this fairy tale of how a marriage should be. And now that they are in it seems so different from reality is different from what they thought it would be. So how would you analyze the situation they're going through now, and how would you advise them?
Okay. First of all, I want to say that it's a beautiful thing that you're doing here. We are in that state in our society right now where we need people to start prioritizing their mental health.
Thank you.
It is very, very key. So we believe that with a kind of show like this, with publicity, with sensitization, we can be able to get people to start, seeing therapy as something they need to embrace.
Thank you.
So looking
Thank
at the
you so
case
much.
of him.
Let me say thank you very well.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. All right. Looking at the case of Mika and Chioma, parenthood is actually a very profound journey that is characterized by love, by devotion, by growth, and even ongoing process of nurturing the next generation. So, and parenting is not something that they prepare people for. Social media, Nollywood has actually made things look so easy.
Yeah.
In 1 minute, in 30 minutes, you can actually tell a story of how a couple gave birth, and then in the next few years, the boy or girl started school, and then before you know it, adulthood has come. So they've actually simplified those things, and people go into parenthood thinking that is it not just to give birth, is it not just to... And the thing people start thinking about when they are thinking about parenting is, the kind of clothes to wear for my children, the shopping,
how we're going to slay,
how we're going to slay,
how
with
we're
my
going to
baby.
twin.
Yes, those are the kind of things
I look forward to things like that. So having a mini me.
You're not the only one. Many people really, especially our generation, and those are the things that they actually have at the back of their mind. How they wear cute sneakers, Nike, and all that, not knowing that behind all that, there are a lot of challenges.
Yes.
Challenges like the sleepless nights, the financial strain, and even balancing your work and career life with the family responsibilities. Those are kind of challenges that comes with parenting. So for Emeka and Chioma, I kind of understand what they are going through, really, because if coming into parenting, especially newborn, their sleepless nights can be overwhelming, especially for a couple who have not really known each other. That's why you see some people say that we're not going to be having children until after the first 1 year, until after the first 2 years.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Make that intentional decision.
Just to ensure that they've actually bonded. So when children come in and they are not prepared, it can affect the relationship.
Yes.
The bonding between the husband and wife would be affected. Also, that bonding that should be between the new parent and their new child, son or daughter, would also be affected because they are just stressed. And those kind of things, if they are not properly managed, can lead to fear, can lead to anxiety, can lead to emotional distress, even for the parent.
Yeah.
So those things have to be well managed. And if they're not well managed, can even lead to more serious case of post-traumatic stress
disorder
or postpartum in some cases. There are some women,
for the women.
Yes, for the women, postpartum, and even men also, they kind of experience that in the sense that you just got married and then you watching your wife go through all those stress and
you've not even enjoyed your marriage.
You've not even enjoyed your marriage. You've not enjoyed the, and then the cry of the baby. And some people in some other cases have 2-3 in succession. So it can be a kind of very stressful for new parents. But many of there are things to do. They can actually...
Exactly. I was going right into it. Yes. So now that they are new couples, and this is I think this episode is for new couples out there.
Yeah.
If you have that fantasy of a beautiful, problem-free early marriage with your first child, you just know that reality will hit you.
Sure.
But this is how to manage reality. So how can they manage reality well so that it's not disturbing their psychological health? It's not disturbing their physical health as well. It can make them overeat, lose weight, look like a shadow of themselves.
Yes,
like
exactly.
Emeka and Chioma have, explained in their story. So what are the steps that they can take to make sure that they're not losing themselves and to be better through this?
Number one, I would say that they should embrace help. Like open up themselves to help.
What kind of help?
Help like getting people to stay to help them with things.
House help.
House helps.
Okay,
yes.
House help.
And then if you cannot get house helps, it could be family members, it could be a trusted friend. They should just open themselves up to help. They can't do it all alone. So I think that is one very important thing that they should consider. As soon as you're having the baby, get a nanny to stay at home. So sometimes when the baby is crying or when the baby is sleeping, you can get enough rest, or while they can help you with some other things, then you can get enough rest. So I think help is very, very important. Another thing is that they should build support network, like connect with some other parents who have been in their shoes already, ask questions. They can go out visiting. Oh, these are the challenges that we are facing right now. So they can go out, talk to people. At least it could be online community. Build support network around you, whereby people can always come around and help you with some things. Another
so that's
thing,
with help.
Yeah, that's with help. Another thing that they can also do for both of them is to practice mindfulness.
But before we go into mindfulness, I'm sorry to cut there, because I've had situations of people that have had bad experiences with
help.
Having help, and then they've now zeroed their mind that, they cannot have any help because this is what it led to. Maybe for lack of a better scenario, they've had a help that led to problems in their marriage, or these are newlyweds now. They've experienced it with a family member, and they've decided that they cannot have help. And even the family members of the couple are objecting that no help. What do they do?
Okay, in that kind of situation, that's why I said earlier on that if you don't want to get somebody outside, then you can get a family member.
A family member.
Yes, a family member will do. And then another thing is you can't just give up on help. I personally have experienced it. I got 2 helps before I actually arrived at this one, who has actually stayed with me for 5 good years.
Wow, you're lucky.
So you can't give up, really. If one is not doing well enough, just identify it and then let the person go. And then watch out for the mistakes you did the first time, and then make sure that it does not repeat itself. So you have to be more discreet in getting another help. But you can't give up on help because you can't do it alone. It's a lot of work. And then before you know, you start telling on your mental health. It could lead to mental breakdown. You see some women becoming a shadow of themselves just because they didn't get help. And then they are doing all those things. Sometimes their career suffers.
Yes.
Do you understand? So you cannot give up on help until you arrive at that one that would be favorable for you.
So that point is don't give up on help.
Don't give up on it. Just keep
so you
trying.
Get the best one.
If not, just go for trusted family members if you have. Yeah.
Okay. What other thing can they do? You were trying to talk about mindfulness.
Yes, I was also trying about mindfulness, exercise. And then this you can also do only if you have help. That time that you can leave your baby behind and then you can go out as a couple. Both of them can take some time out. Okay, if a grandma is around or a trusted nanny, you can leave the baby at home, then go out, just to eat, enjoy yourself. Early in the morning, walk out, breathing in, breathing out, those kind of things. When you are stressed and overwhelmed, you can actually leave your baby with somebody, go indoor, and then practice some of this mindfulness. I think that would also help to relieve those emotions of fear and the frustrations that you have just because you're nursing your child.
So mindfulness and
mindfulness
getting help. Let's just talk about people that have tried all these things and it seems not to be working.
They just have to understand that it's a phase.
Yes, they've tried all these things. They've tried mindfulness. They've tried going out. Sometimes they've even tried dates and getting help, but it seems not to be working. And they are the verge. And you know that these cases sometimes get so extreme that it might even lead to the breakup in marriage. Yes. So what can be best done? Are there any guidelines that, like steps that you can say, take for personal help? Which I know that personal help translates to helping the partner as well. So personal guidelines that you can give to either the wife or the husband that they can, put into practice that might even help their spouse.
Okay. So one thing that I would like to say is that they first and foremost understand that parenting is not a joke. It's a lot of work. So I've tried this, I've tried that, it's not working. They should understand that it requires a lot of work and they have to do the work. Okay, so another thing that I would like to say to them is that they should understand that this is just a phase. The phase of the newborn. In another 5, 6, 7 years, they would be free from all the cries, all the sleepless nights. So they should just understand that this is just a time.
So they should endure.
So they should endure it. That is number one thing that they should do. Another thing is that they can practice open communication. Like both of them need to just talk about, express their feelings. And then they should validate it like, this is exactly how I feel. Because there's something about talking also. It just helps you to relieve emotions.
So communicate.
They should communicate. So when they communicate, either they're talking to each other about it or they're talking to a mentor or a therapist about it, just talking, that could actually be very, very relieving. And then with that, it could help them, it could help their bond, both of them. So I think they should understand that it's a phase, it would pass. And another thing is that they should communicate. They could also set goals for themselves. Do you understand? In setting goals, like, oh, we hope that in the next 3 months we would have achieved this, and then they are working towards achieving that particular goals. And also celebrating their small victory. Maybe your child's first immunization went well, your small victory. They should just enjoy the process. That's what I'm saying. And they should not endure it. They should enjoy the process. I understand that it is a phase. It will soon pass.
Yeah. So don't just endure it. Enjoy it.
Enjoy it.
So that's
they could document. They could do journaling. Do you understand? Journaling.
I see some people even start like a vlog.
Yes, recording.
So you're like, what are these people doing here? But you don't know that they're trying to cope. I think that's a coping mechanism.
Yes, it is.
Starting a vlog is a coping mechanism. So they should start a vlog.
Like
although that thing is always funny to me, but I strongly advise, having heard so many stories like the story of Emeka and Chioma, I've seen how starting vlogs have helped, even increase and strengthen the bond of the parents.
Sure, especially when you start getting feedback from the online community telling you that, oh, you're doing well, oh, well done, oh, it's a lot of, just getting that kind of feedbacks from the online community can actually help them. So something that they could have stayed at home and start worrying about or getting depressed about, they are putting it out there that this is what I'm going through. And then the feedback that they get can actually strengthen them to do more.
So people that are now introverts, they're on their own. People that don't like sharing their stories.
They should journal.
Yeah,
good. Just write it down in a book. Journal. And then in the next few years, when you go back reading all those things, you are going to appreciate it. One thing is that even though parenting comes with a lot of challenges, it also brings a kind of joy, happiness, and sense of fulfillment, especially when you now start seeing that your baby thriving, doing well, looking healthy. Then you would appreciate that you actually went through all the stress and process. Yep.
Wow. It's just like during pregnancy, the whole different seasons.
Yes.
From being happy to falling sick to throwing up,
mood swings,
yes, to hormonal imbalance, and at the end of the day, when they give birth,
carry your baby,
that's what they call the joys of motherhood.
Sure.
Beautiful. I'm sure that Emeka and Chioma, you're out there, you've heard everything that Mrs. Bimisola Fabumi has shared with you, and you put that into practice. Don't just endure the process, enjoy the process. And for people that are introverts, that I said, oh, I think you're not on your own, she has affirmed that you can actually journal. Find something fun that you can do together to navigate these new phases of your life. And I'm sure that it would end well, right?
It will.
Take this expert advice and apply it. Thank you so much, ma'am, for coming on the show. And thank you for your expert advice. I'm sure everyone that's watching has learned a thing or two from this. We are grateful. All right, that is where we wrap up the show today on this episode. See you on the next episode for another fantastic case. It's the Victory Wilson Show. Bye.